In 2001, my mother bought her first home. It was a decent sized 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath home. This is where I lived my whole life growing up. She didn't pay it outright. She paid a lot of mortgage and interest, probably around 180,000 total. But in 2021, we moved out of that house and we sold it for $300,000. If you've paid any attention to the market recently, you'll notice one thing. Housing prices are higher than ever, shaped by inflation, limited inventory, and increasing demand for housing. According to AP News, the median first-time homebuyer used to be around 30 to 32 years old, and now they're 38 years old. Today, I want to talk to you about the history of the inflation of the American dollar, talk about the speed that house prices are rising compared to our wages, but I also want to look at possible solutions and help you guys see what you should look for when you're trying to buy a home in the future. I hope that through this speech you will understand the housing market better, and this will better prepare you for home ownership in the future, which is something we will all most likely do. Now, let's talk about the American dollar. Its purchasing power has gone way down, but you're asking what's purchasing power, so I'll explain. Purchasing power is the amount of goods or services that you can buy with $1. According to Visual Capitalist, in 1944, $1 could have bought you 20 bottles of Coca-Cola, or 10 bottles of beer, whatever. And there's also an issue with the money supply as well. Since 2000, the money supply has gone up 300%. According to Visual Capitalist, 2000, the money supply was $4.6 trillion, and now it is $19.5 trillion in 2021. With the purchasing power of the dollar going down, what does it mean for house prices? It doesn't mean a whole lot. Home prices are still rising very fast compared to wages. There's a good rule of thumb to never spend more than 30% of your income on a home, but with this chart, it shows that the average amount of person's yearly income that they spend on a home is 45%. Here in Greenville, average income is about $70,000. That would be spending $32,000 a year on your home. 45%. It's a lot. Also, the median home price used to be, adjusted for inflation, $180,000, and it's now $400,000. Huge increase there. That's from DQYDJ. And there's also a crawl behind with the wages. They just don't keep up. There is a lot of, sorry, someone texted me. Everyone in Greenville, there's a majority of people in Greenville that rent to own their homes. So what are some solutions that we can look at? Well, there's federal legislation that can help support first-time home buyers, and that can give incentives for the production of low and median income housing. According to the National Association of Home Builders, 78% of people agree with this increase in the incentives for the low and median income housing. And also with the federal legislation, there are some that can add up to $30,000 onto a price of a home. So eliminating some federal legislation can help decrease the price of homes. There's also different types of housing types that are very wanted right now, including single-family homes and senior living residences, and those can be incentivized for production and will help boost availability in the market. With hope, these can be implemented soon, and it will allow for cheaper housing. Now, I want you to start considering some of the positives, what you should look for. The housing market is expected to rise from 2023 to 2024. Housing sales were the lowest they had been in 30 years. So that means it can only get better from here, right? There's also a way, according to U.S. News, that builders can buy down mortgages to help home owners and boost affordability. Also, I want you to stay inside of your budget. Um, since 2020, costs for single homes have gone up 26%. Um, there's things like HOAs. It costs a monthly of almost $260. And just for reference, my paycheck working at the hospital, 24 hours a week, that would be my whole week's worth of money. It's kind of crazy. There's also some advantages in the market that you can look for, like foreclosures. I have coworkers. Coworker talked to me about buying a home recently. They bought a foreclosed home for $15,000, and they lived in it for a couple years, and they ended up selling it for $200,000. So there's always opportunities in the market. So in conclusion, the housing market doesn't look super promising right now, with a history of inflation and housing prices increasing compared to wages. But there are solutions. We can incentivize low and median income production housing, and we can eliminate some federal legislation to decrease the amount of money that it takes to buy a home. And it's also good to stay informed. That's the whole point of this speech, is to keep you guys informed. When looking to buy a home, consider factors beyond just the price. Interest rates, property taxes, long-term affordability, even the HOAs. While the market will always change, understanding the history, challenges, and potential solutions will help you all make smarter choices in the future.